In 1876, my great-great-grandparents left Norway and via Chicago headed as far west as they could. They floated up the James River and they were dropped off on a little piece of grass known as Carter's Landing. But the people who were supposed to pick them up, they weren't there. So the first night in Dakota, my ancestors slept on the grass. Underneath the prairie stars, amidst a sea of grass, the kids slept while the parents swatted mosquitoes. Somehow in that darkness, though, they were able to see something. They were able to see a future, a church, a farm, a community. And they not only built a farm that continues to operate today, they not only created a church whose bells continue to ring, they built a foundation. I'm here. We're all here because of the work of those that preceded us. And just like our ancestors, we get to choose. We get to choose where we spend our time and where we do our work. So I'm here today to ask you to choose your community. So there are 3 reasons why you should participate in your community. First of all, when you participate in your community, you make your community a better place. Secondly, when you improve your community, it actually improves your work. And third, when you work locally, you have the greatest impact in the world. Now, many of us know we should participate in our communities, right? We know that if we start a business or do the best work we can at our job, maybe we attend an event or join an organization, we know that makes a more vibrant community. But most of us tend to leave. We leave, we look for the perfect job, the perfect place to live, the perfect life situation. Now, I'm all about getting life experience, but if we leave and never return, we spend our time searching for perfection instead of creating perfection. So we tell ourselves excuses for not going home. We say it's too difficult, or maybe we're not the right person. Well, my brother and I, we started a business 5 years ago, and we had to do some things that were hard. We had to, find a space, fill out some paperwork, and hire employees. We had to print business cards, and we put the wrong phone number on the business cards. It makes it a little bit hard to grow your business. But all of these things, despite our mistakes, they're not hard. What's hard is building a church in the middle of the prairie with your bare hands, right? That's what my great-grandpa had to do. He would go into town with the horse-drawn cart. He would put the supplies on the cart and head to build the church. But he'd get to that river that brought him to Dakota. He'd have to unhook the horses, swim across with the horses, go back, deconstruct the cart, float the cart and the supplies across the river, reconstruct the cart, put the supplies on the cart, attach the horses, and then go build a church with his bare hands. That's hard. So starting things, it's not hard, but we tell ourselves maybe we're not the right person. Maybe our town's too rural. Maybe we don't have the right education, the right background, or we encounter structural barriers telling us that we can't. We're the wrong color, the wrong gender, the wrong age. Well, I'm here to tell you that no one can tell you no. In my hometown of Brookings, South Dakota, I have a great friend from Mexico. She was a teacher, and she wanted to open up a school. No one asked her to. No one gave her permission to. But with 2 phone calls and 1 Facebook message, she launched the first Spanish language preschool in Brookings, South Dakota. It's pretty cool. No one can tell us no, but here's the secret. We have to be the ones to say yes to ourselves. So the second reason you should participate in your community is it actually makes your work better. No one has your perspective, your vision, your background, and because we're a part of a community, we understand its challenges better than any outsider ever could. Our ancestors looked at the prairie, they saw a farm, a church. When we look at our community, we can see the same potential. We can solve for these unique problems because we know them best. In essence, we are experts in our communities, and this expertise is our competitive advantage. So in 2001, I left my community. I wanted to change the world, so I left, right? I started traveling, studying, working. While I was abroad, my grandfather died. I returned home, and I saw and I felt what true community was. People surrounding my family, supporting us, inside the church that took 4 generations to build. Shortly after I returned home and started the business with my brother, we wanted to help businesses and communities grow using technology. We not only wanted a vibrant business, but we wanted vibrant communities to live in. And so we started sharing resources on how to build community. We started to create events, anything we could do to get people to talk about ideas and passion. So we had TEDx events like this. We borrowed ideas from communities like Fargo and had midnight brunches. We have a weekly coffee to talk about ideas and business. And an amazing thing started to happen. People got excited. So we said, let's go with this, right? Let's build this out. We're going to have Creativity Week. We're going to have an entire week celebrating the ideas and people in the community. And again, an amazing thing happened. People started to participate. So we said, let's take it a step further. We proclaim Brookings as the creative capital of the world. This is Brookings, not Brooklyn. Brookings, right? But again, an amazing thing happened. People started to believe. We threw out this audacious goal, and now people are coming out of the woodwork to make this dream a reality. And that's what's amazing. It took me 10 years to figure it out, but the best way we can change the world is to start right where we are. So that's the third reason you should participate in your community. These unique problems and challenges we have and that we know so well as community members, what we discover is they're maybe not so unique. People next door in the next state, or maybe across the world in another country, they share our problems and our challenges. And since we have this competitive advantage of knowing how to solve them, we can share those products, services, and ideas. We can export our expertise to make the world a better place. What's more, we act as homesteaders. We blaze the trail, encourage other people to return to their communities and to participate, to start a grassroots movement, to proclaim every community as the creative capital of the world. And what's amazing is that it's not as hard as building a church in the middle of the prairie, right? Our ancestors, they built a foundation for us. So now we have the opportunity, the responsibility to build on top of that foundation for generations that will come after us. When we take the bold step, establish roots, and participate, we encourage others to follow suit. This is how change begins and how movements are formed. So I'm excited. It's time to get to work. Because you, me, our communities, we matter to the world. So if you want to better the world and do work that matters, it's not hard. Participate in your community, invest in your community, and build the community you want to be a part of.